Hello YouTube, happy October. Hope you're watching lots of horror movies and eating candy and fun stuff like that. I know there was one kind of October wish list item that I knew I had to get, and that was the Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray box set. Come on, I had to get it. Now I want to make this a really quick review because I know I've talked about these movies in great length on this channel, so I'll keep it to the point. First, I just want to talk about the bad, and the bad is that it's not really like that sexy of a set, I guess you could say, and it wasn't like a big event that it should have been. Like, you think of other series like, any of the big ones like Star Wars or even the Alien movies, they had like big anticipated release dates and like really cool sets, but this one, it's just, well, look how like it's slim. It's like just comes out, pops out like this, and it's just like one little case thing, and you open it up and it's all the movies, and there are 2 movies per disc, so I don't know. The disc guard is just Freddy Slash, so I don't know, it's not that great, and even like the cover image is not that great. I mean, like, when I first heard the news that it was coming out, first, like, I thought it was like a hoax, like, it didn't really feel official, like, and at one point you could only get it on, like, bestbuy.com or something like that, I don't really remember, and I thought, well, maybe it's just like a UK image that they're showing. I know they sometimes get really weird looking cover art. When it comes to North America, where it counts, we're gonna get the real artwork, the real cool stuff, and not so much. And yeah, it just looks like any old picture, and I don't know, it looks weird. It looks really like cheaply made, like it's a knockoff, like art set. And I don't know, Freddy's like coming out of a slash, and I don't know. You like turn it sideways, it looks like he's like coming out of a vagina or something. I don't know. I wasn't really happy about that, but that's the bad news. It's not really a cool, awesome set compared to like the DVD set, which was, for its time. This is a 1999 release. Comes with like a little booklet. Everybody loves booklets, even though they're the snap cases. It's really cool artwork. You see, the original posters of the movies. I'm not going to show every single one. You get the idea. Anyway, but that's the bad news. The good news is that they're really worthy DVD, Blu-ray transfers, I think. Really good, and like, kind of like, I do know that trying to grab through the mess here. I do know the first movie, it already did get a DVD release, and they pretty much take the exact same disc and put it in again, but that's definitely kind of like, I guess you could say, the most improved of the movies. Like, that was a transfer, since, they can market this as like a single DVD, Blu-ray disc, and sell it everywhere. That's the one they want to make the best transfer for, and I get that. And the transfer's really good. I mean, yeah, it kind of like accentuates the kind of cheapness, I guess you could say, of Robert Englund's makeup in the movies, but it still looks pretty good. And like, even though it's not like a big George Lucas, kind of revamping digitally, it's a really good presentation, and they made like little tiny changes to it. Like, for example, so nerdy, but I've seen the movies like a million bajillion times. So there's one part where Tina is having her nightmare, and Freddy comes up to her and jumps on her, and she like grabs off his face, and like there's just like a skeleton underneath there, and you hear this really cheesy sound effect that goes whoosh, rip, it's really stupid, but they edited that out. And in one scene near the end, like when Nancy's like setting up the traps and Freddy's bouncing around and getting his ass kicked, you see when he falls down the stairs, you can actually like see like a mattress just at the bottom of the frame, and I guess they framed it a little bit differently, so you don't see that anymore. So it's little subtle things like that, and it's a really good transfer. So no surprises there, and of course I have watched it, but I watched it again for the set. Had myself a little Freddy marathon, Um, the second movie actually was a pretty good transfer too, and if you've watched my reviews, I kind of give it a not so glowing review. But I don't know. I watched it this recent time, and I hadn't actually watched it since before the remake came out. Like, I did a big marathon before the remake. I was so excited for that remake, by the way. But like, I watched it again, and first and foremost, if you're kind of like me, if you're in the same age range or fan fan range, whatever, of me, you've probably watched these movies first on VHS, which is what I did. And watching that movie, the second movie on VHS, it was actually the worst looking of all the movies. Like, it was shot in a really dark way. Like, you couldn't make anything out, really. Like, Freddy's face, you can only, like, see, like, the glimmer of his eyes, and the whole scene near the end where, like, you see, like, the dogs with, like, people's faces, you could barely make that out. So when it came on DVD, it looked better. It was a lot clearer, and, I think the Blu-ray is the best possible presentation of this movie that I've seen. It still keeps it dark, but it's not at the cost of its clarity, so you still see everything very well, but it's still dark, and it kind of, I don't know, maybe it was the way it looked, or maybe I just, in light of the remake too, where I kind of had like this stubborn sensibility about Freddy, thinking, Freddy has to kill people in his dreams. That's the way it's supposed to be. He's not supposed to possess a kid. That doesn't make any sense. It's not supposed to be a gay coming out allegory. That's stupid. It's a Freddy movie. But I don't know. I think there's room for this movie, and watching it, I actually enjoyed it pretty well. So I don't know. Keep in mind my review is from 2 years ago, so opinions can change. I think maybe I was a little too harsh on that movie. I actually liked it quite a bit watching it this time. But anyway, part 3 also had a good transfer. That one, they didn't make any improvements on any of the little mistakes. Like, the scene where, what's his name? The kid with the glasses. I should know his name. I am the Wizard King. And he shoots Freddy. Well, you can, like, see, like, the monofilament lines, still really clearer than ever, when Freddy, like, grabs him and says, "Sorry, kid, I don't believe in fairy tales." And other things, kind of like the really bad, skeleton effect. That looks worse than ever now, but whatever. But one thing I really liked about the transfers is like the climactic scenes in the boiler room, where it's all red and it looks really like surreal and just like so intensely red. It looks really cool, especially on Blu-ray. So I thought that was probably the best part of the whole movie, and kind of in the same way, the same as part 4, the Dream Master, because it has a lot of fun with the lighting in that movie too. Like, there's a lot of like red lights, green lights, kind of like strobe lights. It's the closest Freddy movie, I think, to like one of those Joel Schumacher Batman movies. I think. I know that doesn't sound like a compliment, but I really liked that movie, and it was a lot of fun watching it on Blu-ray again. It's a good presentation as well. Part 5. By part 5, I was, getting, kind of shifting my opinions of the movies, and I actually think kind of like maybe part 5 is the weakest of the bunch, because there's so many lagging areas in that movie, but it looked good. Everything really looked the way it should, really like cool and atmospheric. Like someone like the matte paintings, like the prison where Freddy's mother is held. You can tell a lot more clearly that it is a matte painting. But I don't know. I felt like I was getting bored with that movie this time around, and I felt like maybe 2 was not as bad as I thought it was. But probably the least impressive transfer I found was with the 6th one, with Freddy's Dead, because now that movie, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, it's always been like a brighter, clearer movie. I guess that's just the way Rachel Talalay decided it should be. but it kind of works. Having like it as clear as possible, it does kind of work to its disadvantage because you can really see the kind of cheap makeup on Robert Englund. Like it doesn't look like really scarring. It just looks like I don't know. I can't describe. You've seen the movie, and his ears look weird. But anyway, I don't know. And in scenes that it should be kind of dark and atmospheric, it's just too bright. Like in the boiler room shouldn't be that bright. And I don't know. But I don't know. I found it to be an entertaining movie at least. Like at least it's kind of a cheesy, funny movie. Freddy is not scary at all, but when you think about the series as a whole, it does kind of work as a stepping stone towards kind of Wes Craven's thesis for New Nightmare, which is that all the movies got progressively cheesier and made the supposedly scary figure into a farce, and they lost their effect, and that's unknowingly it kind of works to the next movie's advantage. And New Nightmare really looked great actually on Blu-ray because it always did look, even before the Blu-ray transfers, it always looked kind of the most professional looking movie, I guess you could say, because Wes Craven kind of graduated as a filmmaker. He did want to make it kind of a separate thing, so it looks like a legit movie kind of. So I kind of thought that was actually the best presentation out of all of them. Not like most improved. I do think the first one still is the best transfer, like comparatively, but I don't know, like, and just the sound and the picture quality was great on New Nightmare, and it was, I can't sing high enough praise for that movie as it is. So it was good to have a marathon again, and I did take a look at some of the special features, but most of them are just carried over from the other ones. So I think they have like some new stuff, like they have a new retrospective little half-hour documentary on it, and they do actually have not one, two episodes of the Freddy's Nightmares TV show, and I watched some of those, and not really a good show, but it's on there, so have fun. And yeah, overall I think it's a competent set. It's a good set. I thought the transfers were good, and the price wasn't too bad. I think it goes for like $50, 55, somewhere around there. So it's not too bad considering back in '99 the DVD set it cost like, I think it was like $100. So yeah, how far we've come. So yeah, I despite some problems I had with it, I would recommend getting the set. As a Freddy fan, I think it's kind of a must. So I do hold hope that they'll come out with a better set, kind of a more proper special edition-y kind of set. But for now, this will do. I had to watch all of these for Halloween. It's just the time to do it. Good fun, good kills, good scary time. Boo. So that's my review of the Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray collection. And yeah, thanks for watching. Pleasant dreams. Whoosh.